Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a little bit overdue actually. It is my 2018 inventory. I did do one in 2017 but I didn't film it or post it anywhere. But I still have the numbers to compare it to. So I'll go through the numbers what I had last year and I'll go through the numbers what I have at the beginning of this year. And then we'll compare the two and I'll tell you maybe I have a goal for that particular item, you know, that kind of a thing. So this inventory is an inventory of everything that I currently own that is beauty related. So starting at the top then is nail polishes. When I did this in January 2017, I had 3 top coats and now I have 6 top coats. I had 3 base coats and now I have 3 base coats. I had 6 silver shade polishes and now I have 2 silver shade polishes. I had 4 black polishes and I still have 4 black polishes. I had 14 blue polishes and now I have 19 blue polishes. I had 1 nail dry spray, you know, the nail polish drying mist things, and now I don't have any, which is a preference actually. I don't like using those dry sprays. 1 nail varnish remover and now I have 2 nail varnish removers. 1 nail polish thinner and I still have 1 nail polish thinner. I had 1 white polish and I still have 1 white polish. I had 4 gold and I now have 5 gold. I had 2 orange polishes and I now have 3 orange polishes. I had 16 pink polishes. I now have 25 pink polishes, which is quite a few, yes. I will admit that. Nobody needs 25 different shades of pink. I had 5 brown polishes. No, there's something wrong with the list. Last year I didn't have any brown polishes. This year I have 5. Last year I had 2 yellow polishes. This year I have 1 yellow polish. Last year I had 6 purple polishes. This year I have 11 purple polishes. Last year I had 8 red polishes. This year I have 15 red polishes. So I'm going to be using up a few reds this year as well, I think. Last year I had 1 green polish. This year I had 3 green polishes. Last year I had 4 like burgundy maroon shades because I kept them separate because they weren't quite browns and they weren't quite reds. And this year I have 3. And I also this year have 5 grey, which I didn't have last year, and 1 holographic, which I didn't have last year. Like, and by holographic I mean like it's kind of like a topper, like a holographic topper. I don't know if you can see that it's holographic, but yeah. So that's what I mean by holographic. So makeup then. Last year I had 3 makeup removers. This year I only had the 1. Last year I had 5 bronzers. This year I have 6 bronzers. Last year I had 31 blush. This year I have 28 blush, which is decluttering some and not acquiring any. Last year I had 42 highlighters, which it wasn't split up last year. So this year I split it up into liquid highlighters and powder highlighters. So I had 34 powder highlighters and 7 liquid highlighters or cream highlighters. I had 6 brow products last year. This year I have 9. Last year I had 10 mascaras. This year I had 2. And a lot of those mascaras from last year were Avon ones that I had 1 use and I was like, no, this is another crap Avon mascara, and threw it away straight away. So last year I had 16 black eyeliner pencils. This year I have 15 black eyeliner pencils. Last year I had 6 brown eyeliner pencils. This year I also have 6 brown eyeliner pencils. Last year I had 2 blue eyeliner pencils, and this year I still have 2 blue eyeliner pencils. And the rest of them I have purple, green, gold, and a new category orange, and there are 3, 5, 6, 7 of those. So let's say 7 coloured eyeliners that aren't like black, brown or blue. Pencil eyeshadows then, like as in like chubby eyeshadow cream stick things. Last year I had 12, this year I have 15. Lip liners, last year I had 14, this year I have 8. But again with lip liners, last year it was lip liners and lip pencils, and this year it's just lip liners. So my lip pencils for this year is 9. So 9 plus 8 is 17. So I had 1 black gel eyeliner, which was like a potted gel. And this year, instead of the potted gel, I don't have any. I have 3 liquid eyeliner pen things. Last year I had 1 lip primer. That went in the bin. I no longer have that, so I have none. But I have acquired 1 lip stain. Lip gloss I had 6. This year I have 1 because I decluttered a ton of my lip glosses. Lipsticks, I had 63, but that wasn't split up. So this year I split it up again into 38 bullet lipsticks and 25 liquid lipsticks. Eyeshadows. Last year I had 605 eyeshadows. And the way I count my eyeshadows is I don't count them as like I count them all as singles, even the palettes, I don't count them as palettes. Because you could have a palette, you could have 10 palettes of 4 pans and you'd have 40 eyeshadows. Or you could have 10 palettes of 10 pans and you'd have 100 eyeshadows, and there's a big difference. So I count them as individual eyeshadow pans. So this one would be 18. Yeah, 18. So this one would be 18. So that's how I count them. So last year I had 605, as I said. This year I have 691. Nobody needs that much eyeshadow. Cream eyeshadows, I did have 7. I now have 5. Lip balms, I did have 29. I now have 41 lip balms. Like, I know I don't need that many lip balms, but however, I do collect lip balms. So last year I had 6 eyeshadow primers. This year I have 2 eyeshadow primers. Last year I had 3 setting sprays. This year I still have 3 setting sprays. I don't know why that says 2. Setting powders, last year I had 1. This year I have 1. Foundations, last year I had 5. This year I have 2. BB creams, last year I had 2. This year I have 2. Primers, last year I had 7. This year I have 5. Concealers, last year I had 3. This year I have 6. Colour correctors, last year I had 3. This year I have none, which I still need to get the Urban Decay ones because I've still not bought that. At the beginning of last year when I first started YouTube, I said I'm going to buy these Urban Decay colour correctors because I had a sample and I was like, they're amazing, and I don't have any. Still not bought them. New categories are the lightening and darkening drops for my foundations. They're new. I also have 1 powder foundation and another liquid eyeliner for some reason. That needs to go up in the others. So that now makes 4 liquid eyeliners that I have. Perfumes then. Last year I had 24 perfumes. This year I have 9. Last year I had 9 packs of facial wipes. This year I have 2. Last year I had 7 cleansers. This year I have 3. Last year I have 1 body conditioner. This year I have 1 body conditioner, and that's the Lush body conditioner in case you're wondering. Last year I had 2 hairsprays. This year I still have 2 hairsprays. Last year I had 2 body scrubs. This year I have 8 body scrubs. Last year I had 2 lip scrubs. This year I have 1 lip scrub. Last year I had 2 soaps, as in like bar soap. This year I have 5 bars of soap. Last year I had 1 body powder, like a talcum powder with shimmer in it. This year I still have that 1 body powder. Eye cream then, I did have 2 eye creams. I now have 1. Body oils, I did have 2. I still have 2. Foot creams, I had 3. I now have 4. Facial serum, I had 1. I now have 2. Night creams, I had 8. I now have 3. Toners, I had 3. I still have 3. Scalp treatment, I had 1. I still have 1. Blemish treatment, I had 3. I now have 1 because I don't get blemished so much anymore. Last year I had 1 body serum. This year I still have 1 body serum. I still have 1 pillow spray from last year. Hand creams, I did have 14. I now have 16. Conditioning sprays, as in like, you know, like leave-in conditioners for your hair. So like It's a 10, treatment sprays, that kind of thing. I did have 4. I now have 2. Hair serums, I did have 1. I now have 0. Siri thinks I'm talking to him. Where did I get to? Hair serums. Last year I had 1 lash primer. This year I still have 1 lash primer. It is a different lash primer, I'd just like to clarify, I'm not that gross. 5, like, leave-in balm cream things, you know, the ones that you scrunch into your hair. I did have 5 of those. There's something weird going on with this list. Okay, so hair finishing products, I did have 5. I now have 0. Shampoos, I did have 3. I now have 2. Conditioners, I did have 4. I now have 1. Body wash, I did have 25. I now have 28. Face wash, I had 4. I now have 5. Intimate wash, as in like for your girly bits, I did have 2. I now have 1. Back spray, which is like a all over body blemish anti, like with witch hazel and stuff. I did have 1 of those. I don't have that anymore. Potted masks, so like masks that come in pots or tubes, not sheet mask form. I did have 8. I now have 5. Facial exfoliants, I did have 2. I now have 0. Deodorants, I did have 4. I still have 4 different deodorants. Again, I'd like to point out. Dry shampoo, I did have 2. I now have 1. SPF, I did have 4, I now have 3. Foot sprays, I did have 2, I now have 1. After sun cream, I did have 1, I still have 1. Hand gels, I did have 7, I now have 6. Brush cleaner, I did have 4, I now have 0. Tanning products, I did have 2, I still have 2. And then there's serum again. Did we not do facial serum? I did not do this list. Andrew did this list. I have no idea what he's done. Anyway, so it says here serum, which I'm sure we had facial serums before, but there's another section where I had 5 and I still have 5. Who knows? Hair oils last year, I had 4. This year, I still have 4. Volumizing spray, I had 1. I still have 1, which needs to be changed on here because it says I have 0. Body lotions, I had 39 and now I have 43. Bath oil, I had 2. This year, I have 2. Facial oil, I had 2, I still have 2. Another eye cream, this is like a nighttime eye cream. I had 1, I now have 0. Hair masks, I did have 1, I now have 3. Hair refresher, I did have 1, I now have 0. Heat protecting spray, had 1, still have 1. Texturizing sprays, I had 1, I now have 4. Finishing sprays, which should have gone in with the finishing products, but anyway, I had 1, and that 1 finishing product that I had is the one that I said that I had. 14-day creams, I did have, I now have 15. Sheet masks, I did have 19, I now have 16. Bubble bath, I had 3, I now have 4. I also have, which I didn't have last year, 1 wrinkle filler, 1 bath salt, 1 foot soak, 2 shave creams, 1 eye mask, 1 anti-stress roll-on thing for, you know, like, and you roll it there and then you like smell and then it like relaxes you. 1 chest serum, 1 post-shave balm, 1 facial mist, and 1 nipple balm. So that's everything that is on my inventory. Some of these numbers are all over the place, and Andrew's going to watch this video, and I'm going to talk to him as he watches this video, and I'm going to be like, what was going on? What were you doing? What? We need to put this in at the moment it's in like a Word document, and we need to put it in an Excel spreadsheet because that would be so much easier, and I don't know why he didn't do that in the first place. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your numbers are. I'd love to know how you feel about my numbers. Are they good? Are they bad? How do you feel? Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.